One of the major reason why this bill was put forward by Representative Omar Baba Jibril is because he believes some of these NGOs actually swindle unsuspecting foreign donors.
Right.
Don't you think it's a step in the right direction?
It could be seen as a step in the right direction, and in theory it sounds wonderful. But the practice of it is what the issue is. So in cases where you have foreign donors being swindled, those are cases for the EFCC. That is a case for the police. And if anything, those bodies should be strengthened as opposed to whole new bodies of 119 members being created. That's quite ludicrous.
Well, they're trying to create jobs, don't you think so?
Yes, but not when government interference doesn't exactly create jobs. It creates more hoops for people to jump through. And the more hoops you create for people to jump through, there is increased room for, while it seems like the more people involved means more oversight and more streamlined functions, it doesn't really work that way. What you need to do is strengthen. You have the EFCC, you have the police, you have women's affairs, you have different bodies that are already overseeing very many different things. Creating a whole new body, I personally think, and STIR does that, as do many other NGOs, that this is to be quite honest, ridiculous. If you do want to help NGOs, you have a formal discussion. What do people need? Where are gaps being created? And you find ways to fill those gaps as opposed to creating a whole new bureaucratic system that Nigeria has to pay for at this point in time. We can't afford it. The country can't afford to have those new jobs, quote unquote, being created from the federal purse as opposed to the private sector. I just don't think it makes sense. It's quite unfair to put that burden on people who really are trying to help. If the aim is to weed out fraudulent activity, there are different measures to go through as opposed to creating a whole new body.
All right, well, we're going to wait and see how that plays out, but I just gave a brief intro of what STIR does. If you could just use 1 minute to tell us more about what you do.
Of course. Stand to End Rape is an organization that was created in 2014 to help victims. Actually, we don't like to call them victims, they're survivors, to help survivors of sexual assault, men, women, children. But we do focus mostly on women and children. And we provide in any way we can counseling and therapy, and we provide you with people who can help. And our long-term goals are to be able to create shelters where women and children who have faced repeated or even one-off cases of sexual assault can be moved out of the current situation they're in into a safer, more stable environment until they're able to find their feet.
You're a good timekeeper. All right, Jalaya, member Stand to End Rape, STIR. Thank you for coming to the program and sharing your thoughts, your perspectives on this issue.
Thank you for having me, Victor.
Of course. Well, we'll take a quick break, and when we return, we're going to review the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week and also take a look at some of the comments that you have sent via our social media platforms. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
The issue of Femi Fani-Kayode, you arrest someone, you lock him up for 72 days in an underground cell. Psychologically, what you are trying to do is to break him. People are not giving.
This week's most views begins with a member of the PDP berating the federal government's fight against corruption.
I have absolutely no doubt that at the end of this particular exercise, I will be declared innocent by the court simply because it is very obvious that this is a politically motivated allegation, all of them.
In fourth place is the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, insisting that the law courts will set him free of the money laundering charges leveled against him by the EFCC. Up next is a member of the House of Representatives saying the leadership lacks morals after a scandal on budget padding rocked the House in the past few weeks.
Are you telling me that we are all completely deficient of high morality, which we should have as parliamentarians? Like I said, one of the criteria of being a solid parliament is to be transparent and morally just. Are these things that we're doing really morally just? We should ask ourselves, what is law?
So in 16 years, are you saying the PDP did not mastermind the decay of the Nigerian system?
Not at all. Not at all. We recorded a lot of successes. Equally, I'm acknowledging that we had faults.
Taking the second spot is the factional chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, insisting that the party cannot be blamed for Nigeria's present predicament.
Did you kill Denan Igbana?
No, I didn't kill Denan Igbana.
And topping the charts is ex-Benue State militant Ghana, distancing himself from the murder of a former security aide to Governor Samuel Ortom.
Well, there you go. Those were the most viewed videos on our YouTube channel in the past week. However, Nigerians will keep watch to see whether or not this bill will be passed by the National Assembly. But in the meantime, if passed, this bill will facilitate and coordinate the activities of national and international CSOs, maintain a register that clearly indicates organizations' affiliations and locations of their activities, set criteria that needs to be met before registration and recognition, and ensure transparency and accountability in the operations of these organizations. The bill also seeks to establish a National Council of Voluntary Agencies as a collective forum for all voluntary organizations registered with the Commission. And that's where we wrap the program this week. But do also remember that the conversation continues online via the social media addresses popping up on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Victor Matthias.